Hello, hello, and welcome to Northsmiths and Magic. I'm Will, your host. Um, Today, I wanted to talk about Ragnarok and the possibility of the cycles of Ragnarok. I have a link in the description that is a scientific discussion of the possibilities of a cyclical universe. Um, a lot of times, as heathens, we talk about um, the cyclical nature of all things, but this, I believe personally, includes the cyclical nature of the universe. Um, so, in the poetic Edda, Ragnarok starts by Loki tricking uh, the blind god Hod into shooting mistletoe, the one thing that Frigg, the goddess Frigg, did not protect Balder from, at Balder to kill him and send him to Helheim. Um, but in a more, type of 3D sense, material reality, um, I believe that there's a type of Ragnarok or ending to all things. Nothing lasts forever except for nothing, which is kind of a Taoist uh, feeling, perception, saying um, that nothing lasts except for nothing, and that things are all things end and then get reborn um, in different ways with different names, which goes to my another one of my personal theories as to why Odin has so many names. I believe that he has so many names because he has gone through a type of ending or Ragnarok so many times that his uh, energy that is present throughout, human history, in my opinion, uh, gets reformatted and kind of updated um, with every generation almost, because every generation kind of thinks slightly differently than the past generation. I'm sure everybody who is uh, a little bit, outside of their teenage years has noticed this at least a little bit, that your parents' age group is different from your age group. And this happens with everything, that everything is slightly different the newer it comes. One of the great things, in my opinion, also, um, that, or one of the great reasons, I guess, is a better way to say it, um, is to learn different things and to experience different things on a exceedingly mass level. So um, think about it this way. Say that the pantheist kind of old age, new age, because it's both, way of thinking, that all things are really just one thing, but infinite. It's infinite varieties of the one thing, which in this way, we are all really God and as our highest selves, our greatest selves, we're all a kind of God. Um, so what you have to think, what would be the more intelligent way to go about learning and experience things, because you don't really gain true wisdom unless you experience something. So if you were this great, well, which you are in a way, but some of us kind of have to imagine this. So if you imagine that you're your higher self, more than you're this 3D version, physical version of yourself, um, you try to think of the best and fastest way to learn and experience things. So you separate yourself into infinite sparks or souls or whatever however you want to look at this. Harger, or however you pronounce that. I'm bad at pronunciations. I apologize. Um, and you separate yourself into these infinite points of energy and experience and learning. So at one point of life, you're learning, you know, um, meditation and like how to be a monk, and then at this other point you're learning kind of a different variety of that same thought or experience, where you're a priest or a nun, where you're still kind of, you know, by yourself more often than not, but and you're doing prayer, which is a lot like meditation. So it's very similar but different because of dogma and religious aspects. And it's the same way with almost everything else. So, like, okay, so for instance, I was military police, which is like a police officer, but a little different because it's uh, military and a larger part of the government. So it's like an international police officer, kind of, in a way. Um, so it's the same thing, but a different kind of experience with it. Um, and the cycles of Ragnarok, I think, are connected to this kind of intelligence or thinking. So, um, because it's like death in a way. So even the Norse talk about in a lot of ways, and I can show sources for this later. I didn't put it in here because I didn't think about talking about this when I started this. But anyway, there are sources that say that the Norse believed in reincarnation, which is exceedingly possible because everything is influenced from the Pi Proto Indo European cultures, which include India. India is part of Pi, and India has a huge belief system of reincarnation. So we end Ragnarok ends things to begins new, to begin a brand new experience, brand new learning, a brand new way of gaining wisdom and using wisdom to teach our children or other children in general um, ways of doing things and behaving, what is creating what is acceptable as a social norm um, with people or whatever we become. It becomes the same type of thing but different, a different aspect of it, because we may look different, we may have different bodily functions, we may whatever it may be, whatever is different. um, but the end goal is the same: to learn something new, to experience something new, in order to gain wisdom in that aspect of it. Um, anyway, I don't want to uh, make this video terribly long, so I'm going to end it here. Um, like I had posted in my group, Norse Myths and Magic, I'm going to try to do these at least once a week and post them either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, sometime right around the weekend. Um, might have a vote or something on it. I don't know. We'll see how things go. Anyway, um, there's probably a bit more that I'll think of later to talk about connecting to Ragnarok. But I believe that it's a cycle that ends in order to learn and experience new things. And that it's possible, exceedingly possible, that this is why Odin has so many names and why our soul, like Odin, when we incarnate to different bodies or whatever we incarnate into, also has millions of names or whatever it is. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good rest of the day, and ta-ta for now.